So would it be fair to say that when you went through that experience, you were able to identify characteristics that you probably found as unredeemable and you probably wouldn't want to commit to, right?
In what way?
Well, when you were seeing these women, right, you probably started seeing patterns in how they behave, how they
Hmm.
speak, or whatever. Maybe they're not qualified to be a wife.
Correction. 69%, which is still overwhelming amount. Still. Like, so you tell me out of 10 marriages, only 3 gonna work out? Yeah, I don't know. I gotta have some years in the game with old girl if that's going down. I mean, I gotta have some years in the game. And then still, I don't trust the government, so I probably wouldn't engage with it on that aspect alone. Unless old girl can agree to being married through the church only, with no legal binds on it, with no government punishment if anything goes wrong. Why not? I'm all for it.
Because the thing is, right,
Well, I
whenever,
don't need that. I have the Bible for that. It tells me what to look for.
yeah, but the thing is that you were able, and again, you're probably not going to notice it, but when you dated and dealt with all these women, you probably were able to identify characteristics that you were not fond of, or characteristics that would make a woman not a good candidate for a long-term relationship. And I think half the game is figuring out which girls don't qualify for marriage versus which ones that do. And clearly, you learned a skill set on how to become attractive and get women, and then you're able to identify the things that you like versus the things that you don't like. And that only comes a lot of times with experience. Now, look, if a guy can go ahead and find a woman as a
God.
virgin and be attractive and be able to understand.
No, marriage. Look, the idea of marriage is not bad. Like picking somebody to be with for the rest of your life and making a family just sounds like the most beautiful thing you could do in your life. It's just what marriage has been turned into is bad. Like the idea of marriage, I mean, bro, that's what all of us guys dreamed about when we were kids. That's all we would talk about is, hey, yo, yeah, I can't wait to get my wife and kids. As kids, this is what we wanted to do. And it still ain't changed. It's just as we grow up, I guess certain dreams get shattered and that's kind of what we've been presented with in the world. Like you got to grow up to the real world. It's not about us thinking that marriage is bad. The idea of marriage is a beautiful thing. It's just look what we get. The idea of marriage that I guess was once established is not what we're getting today. And we got to be honest with ourselves and admit that.
And how to navigate that, that's great in modern times. But the reality is a lot of guys don't. And I mean, even in your success story, you had to go through a lot of bad women to be able to identify your current wife as the one. So failures are good. They're good.
Yeah.
Failures, excuse me, failures in the sense of socioeconomic or maybe even relationship failures could be good, but there's a difference with what I'm saying. I'm saying that we're warned against our soul. Jesus Christ commands us to marry one woman. That's it. And
Sure.
what you were causing me to do was sin against myself. And that's the point I'm trying to get to. It's immoral
Yeah, I
and
mean,
it's
you got to
wrong.
take personal responsibility, bro. Because here's the
No,
reality.
I do
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, how are you taking personal responsibility, bro, if you are saying that, oh, you led me down this path, you led me to deal with all these hoes and stuff, and now all of a sudden I ended out to my woman. I'm like, bro, hold on. You're kind of missing the thing here. So you can't sit here and blame this man for sending you on this path, but then only credit yourself for finding a wife. Because if that's the case, to make perfect sense here, may be logical about it. If he set you on this path and the path ended out with you turning to God and getting your wife, then you should be thanking the man. To be quite honest with you, because now you got out the way, you learned discernment among women, and you found you a great wife and Jesus at the same damn time. Ain't that good?
so
Mhm.
Very publicly, I
that,
have in front of
and
over
that's why
40,000 people. I've
yeah,
done that.
yeah, great. But the point I'm trying to make is I teach guys a skill set, right? If I give you a gun and you shoot yourself in the foot, is that my fault? If I taught you how to properly use it, how to disarm it, sorry, disassemble it, how to load the magazine in properly, all that. If I give you the skill set, then you shoot yourself in the foot, right? Is that really my fault? No, I just arm you with the skill set. Then you choose what you want to do with it. Now, obviously, you wanted to
Because men
go
are
toward
hurting.
an sex escapade, which is, I guess, fine. But the reality is I armed you with the tools to become an attractive guy and you utilize that. You can't come back and get
No,
mad and
you
say,
didn't arm me
oh,
with that. I became attractive when I followed Jesus. That was it.
oh, okay. Now it's
That's
changing the story.
No, I'm not changing any story. It's one thing to be attractive in the sense of gaining sexual partners, but it's a completely different thing to be attractive to someone that wants to marry you and spend their life with you and have kids with you. Those are two completely different sexual attractions. If I walk in here looking like Thor, I'm 6'2" and shredded. Obviously, I'm going to be attractive to women.